Okay, so being able to identify when you are wrong is the first step of being successful. Alright, so we've decided to take the RB25 and swap it into a Genesis, because why not, right? No, just kidding, Jenna got a new car. She hasn't ruined it, she's doing an oil change, first thing. She's owned it for what, 3 days? Oh, that's black.
That's burnt.
That might be paint.
No.
Ow, that's hot.
Yes, it's hot. I said that.
All right, so real quick, I had started working and forgot that I was supposed to record. Not the fact that Jenna's friend was over and she was sitting right there, and I felt really uncomfortable recording in front of her. So I told her she could sit in the chair, but it doesn't mean I'm gonna record in front of her. It's not how it works. Anyway, we're finishing the time belt today. I got that pulley off. I just needed to go get one of these pullers and a couple of 6 millimeter by 1 thread pitch bolts and a couple of washers, and they had to be 40 millimeters long. The 30 or 35 millimeters were too short. They were just taking chunks out of the thread. So I went and got a little bit longer ones and we were good. So that came off pretty nicely. And I just turned these. So I don't know if you guys can see that little tiny dot right there. Lines up with that line there. That little tiny dot lines up with that line there. I'm working on taking the spark plugs out right now because we're gonna swap those out with new ones. And yeah, we're gonna work towards the water pump timing belt and anything else that needs to be done down on this side. There's a leak. Oh, there's a leak. Better go check that out. So we got some spark plugs here, and I'll try not to get in the way, but I haven't looked at a spark plug in a while, but if you ask me, those seem like they're a little big of a gap. Last time I honestly haven't done spark plugs in a long time, so I could be very wrong. But that looks like the tip of the spark plug's missing. I'll have to take a look. I gotta find a gapping tool and all that good stuff, but it definitely doesn't seem right to me, and that would make sense. Honestly, I don't even know how my car would be running with that much of a gap, but like I said, I could be wrong. Who knows? I'll Google it. Anyways, so we got those out. That means I can check compression whenever I feel like it, and everything looks clean in here, so I don't have to worry about anything falling. There's a few specks here and there, but nothing too bad. But now that those are out, there's no compression. So therefore, when I pull this timing belt off, this mark here and this mark here are gonna stay right there. And then our dowel pin is straight up and down. So it should just be a matter of take this belt off, do the water pump, and then put the belt back on, and it should be bueno. Does the 27 work?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, she took my socket that I had on here. Anyways, so that's where we're at right now. Spark plugs are out. Those are getting changed. Water pump, or timing belt, water pump come back out next. Okay, so being able to identify when you are wrong is the first step of being successful. These are iridium lasers. There is some pinging in the tip of it, but the fact of how, I don't know if you guys can, the fact of how short the iridium tip is normal. It's supposed to be that long. So I was wrong, and I'm just going to put some new ones in and make sure they're gapped right. We'll be good. They look good. All of them they're identical across the board. There's some light fluctuations, but nothing that I'm overly concerned about. There's more napkins right there. Here, I'll grab it. Your hands are a mess. Ugh. There you go. Alright, anyways, I'll worry about that in a minute. So, yeah, we'll go ahead and get new spark plugs. We'll throw some new spark plugs in there, but first, before we do that, I want to do a compression check on the engine. I don't know if I can do a compression check by just cranking it, or what I need to do there. I think that's a leak down test if you don't have the starter hooked up. So, oh, she's in the bathroom. That's where we're at. Spark plugs are out. They look decent. Time for the time belt. Alright, so your boy just found out that Nate's going to be here in 30 minutes. 15 minutes. So Jenna has...
That means 45 minutes to an hour.
She knows. She knows. Yeah, so that means that he's going to get his car in here as soon as Jenna's done doing her oil change.
When it's done pissing.
When it keeps pissing. It won't stop pissing. We're sitting there at what? Changing out the thing, and all of a sudden, out of nowhere, like, where did you come from? Would you chill? Nice. Okay, anyways, I'm gonna keep working on this, and I'll let you guys know when Nate's here. Alright, so I thought you guys might get a kick out of this. So the black is the old belt, and you can vaguely see the old Nissan on there. And it looks like there's some new numbers on them, but, yeah. Brand new OEM belt. But, gotta change out this water pump first. Got everything else off. Essentially, you gotta pull this pulley here. This is the tensioner pulley. This is just a pulley. And it's just a pulley. Anyways, yeah, you'll take this off. You'll take these off. They're sitting right here. One's got a spring on the back of it. And this is all getting replaced. This is all getting replaced. They're just new bearings. This one's crunchy. This one's kind of grody. But we're gonna change those wallets out. And we're gonna put a new belt in it. It's gonna be fantastic, but I'm gonna take this water bump off and make sure that there's not major rust going on inside there. Nate's starting to look like that preacher off of what was that? What was that movie? Red Robin Hood. How you had the bald spot back here?
Yeah, fuck up. Dude, no, I brought that up when I saw Nathan's video from the back of Sid. I was like, where the fuck did I get a bald spot? And I showed Ariana, and she's like, that's just where your hair parts. I was like, that's a fucking bald spot.
It's parting pretty hard.
Right?
Is your dad bald?
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, yes, your dad's very bald.
My dad very bald.
All right, so...
Bald is beautiful.
Oh, by the way, Nate's here.
Hi.
So I got the water pump off, just took a quick little wire wheel and cleaned up everything, razor bladed all of the old gasket maker off. Belt sanded it off. So I'm just gonna make sure that there's no water, because there's still water in here. So this way it does not create a leak spot. And if it has a weak spot, then we are screwed. But I'm gonna just clean that water out, put some gasket maker on here, and slap the new water pump on, and then we'll put the water belt, yeah, the timing belt back on.
Bluetooth timing belt?
But we got the new one right here, and it looks quite inappropriate. That's how you get demonetized. Alright, we got the new water pump on. Just got the bolts finger tight for right now, and we're going to let it sit. It's got to basically rubberize, get tacky, and once it does that, then we can torque them down to whatever. I gotta look at the specs on what it is to torque them down to. And then we'll put our pulleys back on, and then we'll put our timing belt back on, and this thing will be good to go as far as timing belt and water pump and all that maintenance bullshit goes. Then we can work on more of the fun stuff. The lines for the intake manifold and getting the turbo situated completely. And then we can put the clutch. Am I recording? I am. Okay, good. Sorry, it went to a weird screen. Anyways, yeah, so we can do all that other stuff and get all of the lines sorted and get all more parts ordered. But as for right now, Nate's getting ready to pull his car in. We'll get updated on all that good stuff. And I gotta get some freaking spark plugs. All right, water pump, oil pan, not oil pan, but water pump and timing belts are all complete. In case you are curious, you have a timing mark right here that lines up with that little sliver of a mark right there. There's another timing mark, same as this one, just a little dot. That on this one that lines up right there, and then on the back side of this, take that out real quick. Oh, I just had to. On this one, there is a little nub right there that lines up with this little notch right here. Once you get all those lined up, you know your timing is going to be in, and you just crank it over. Or you tighten this down to 40 pounds per square inch. Then you turn this a quarter turn. Then you tighten this one down a quarter inch, and you're good to go. Other than that, pretty simple job. Water pump's all tightened down. We got 35 foot-pounds, 15 foot-pounds, 15 foot-pounds, and 11 foot-pounds. Once you get all that tightened down, you're good. We just used some gray RTV, let it sit for 15 minutes, tightened it, torqued it down. To ensure no leakage and all tacky. So, now that my shit's taken care of, let's talk.
Guess who's back? So yeah, I just drained the oil. Yeah. She getting new bearings and a new crank. Well, old crank, but polished and fresh looking. What's new?
So I'm sorry I did not show you guys because we were in the moment, but his oil was sparkly. It wasn't super sparkly, but it was pretty fine shavings.
Yeah, it really wasn't that. It wasn't as bad as I was expecting it to be, but it's still bad.
It explains why there was only a knock at like 3,500 RPM.
Yeah, it was a knock at a very small range of RPM. Unfortunately, right in my like cruising range, but oh well.
And it wasn't even that loud. It was just like sounded like a valve tick, honestly.
Yeah.
I legitimately thought it was an exhaust manifold leak or exhaust gasket leak. Thought maybe we didn't tighten something down, and that's why we put the stethoscope, is what it's called.
Yeah.
It goes in your ear, and then you put it on the thing. And yeah, it was definitely lower end knock.
Yep. So, I mean, engine was coming out one way or the other. Now we just know how much it's coming out. So there's our lead mechanic. He's going to start breaking that out. I think first order of business is remove the cat.
God damn it. As always, guys, stay sight. You're going to do this to me every fucking time, aren't you? It's literally been like the last 4 videos.
I know. Because I'm not ready to...
I know. Well, I'm not going to kick you out immediately, you know that.
Yeah.
Because I'll probably yell out, okay, I'm drunk and I'm going to make tacos now, like last time. Yeah, that was at the end of that video. We had burritos.
Like 1 a.m.
Yeah.
Tacos.
Alright, as always, guys, stay sideways.